Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is April 18th, and today we're going to be talking about how to treat failure. Well, actually, more so on how I treat failure. So, I'm not saying this is the best way to treat failure. Again, this YouTube channel is really just meant for myself in the future tense, right? I'm going to be visiting these videos 3 to 5 years from now and kind of seeing where my head was and seeing like the difference between what I've been learning and how my wisdom has kind of evolved over time. So the way I see failure in a sense is okay. well, the okay, how do we even define failure, right? I would say like you have this goal or promise to yourself and you don't deliver on it, right? I consider that being a failure. Now, I think there are goals that are just meant for your entire life. For example, I think that fate, right? I believe in religion. I believe in God. Kind of has this like goal for you. Now that might not be consistent because you could say, "Hey, Yassine, what if you get hit by a car tomorrow? What if a tree branch were to just fall and you die?" Right? Uh, did you have the free will to determine your fate? I don't know how to answer that. Uh, that just happens and you die, and you know, maybe that's just beyond my understanding of why that happens, right? But for the people that are lucky enough to kind of live out their life and kind of explore the opportunities they have and kind of reach the goals they set for themselves and be successful, I think I think that you have this like end of journey or like whatever your goal, whatever determines success within your goal, right? And I think that life is more of a zigzag, and that whenever you have failure temporarily, it's just another course for you to just keep moving forward, right? If you apply into a school and you don't get in, right, your end goal still remains the same, right? Whether you want to become a doctor, whether you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you want to become an author, just because in the short term, one of your failures uh, happens to be detrimental to you in the moment, on a long enough horizon, it actually becomes minuscule. And that's kind of how I look at failure, where people that honestly get really depressed or feel really horrible about themselves in the moment is because they're thinking really short term. They're not really thinking long term. When you're able to think long term about your goal, say like, oh, I actually plan on hitting this goal 10 or 20 years down the line. So whatever I fail at today is a learning experience that I'll be able to carry on to next week. And I'll be able to improve on that and get better, right? So I think that God puts a goal for you. I think that people don't have meaningless goals for no reason. I think that every person kind of seeks something with innately, just for themselves. And I could be completely wrong. Not everyone has the same life, but that's kind of how I feel about my life. And whether you choose to get yourself to the finish line and become a success within that long-term goal is fully up to you. We all have free will, and tomorrow you can just quit and say that you're a failure and go back to whatever you're doing and never fulfill on that goal. And I think that's the beautiful thing about free will is that the fact that it's all in your hands and God has given you so many different options. If you want to strive to be successful and accomplish whatever you set out to, then he says, sure, right? You have the free will to do so. And if you work really hard and you meet these conditions, then sure, uh, you deserve to have um, success. And whatever, whatever happens in between that is your journey. Whatever you choose to persevere through and stay consistent. Now, I feel like a lot of people don't really see life that way. It's always like a make or break thing where it's like, oh, if I don't get a seed, if my company's not um funded at a seed round, then I might as well just give up, or it's completely over. I think goals that are really well set and meaningful don't ever completely fail because of an event that happens like that. Due to like an event that was disastrous, right? Maybe you can give up on your goals if you become paralyzed from the neck down, but even then, like I would find it hard to stop yourself. Um, so yeah, I I mean failure is a real thing, but I don't really think it determines where you end up. I think that failing teaches you a lot and it feels horrible in the moment, but it's never so detrimental that it actually stops you from reaching your goal. I think only you and your own free will stop you from getting to your goal. And, after every failure, you kind of have to feel that way, where it's like, hey, I have this overarching goal that, you know, this couple years down the line, and I need to re strategize. Why did I miss this goal? Why am I a failure? And how can I stop this from happening again? And that's kind of how I'm taking life. I would say my goals are 10, 15 years down the line from now. I don't really like talking about my goals too much, but there is a certain level of success that I am trying to reach. And if I fail today, if I go broke tomorrow, so be it. I'm not really too worried about it because I think that on a on the timing horizon, it's a drop in the bucket. It's just another learning experience and another wake up call for me to change course and try a different strategy. And that's all it is. So yeah, that is how I personally deal with failure. Uh, I don't know if I recommend you adopting the same frame. I don't know if I really explained it that well. I kind of brought religion into it, but I think that in order to explain your ideologies behind failure or success, it kind of goes back to your spirituality and what really matters to you within this life. What even is the meaning of life? So it's like this entire trickle down system where you kind of have to like start at the top of the pyramid and start like what you believe to be true or false, and then have that determine everything below that. And I think your goals, aspirations, failure, success um, are always beneath what your faith is. So that's kind of why I adopted that frame and kind of even spoke about my belief. It's to better define failure in my terms. So, anyways, if you enjoyed the video, um, great. If you want to leave a comment about your own thoughts, if you think my ideology is flawed, I'm more than happy to read your comment and understand your perspective. I'm learning every single day, and I find that stuff pretty cool. So, yeah, thank you for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you on the next video.